I mean, I guess the big thing, Shade the Changing Curl just debuted, and the Young Animal imprint, you could say it's a success. It's a big enough success that they announced their next pop-up imprint already. So how did you come to be part of this project?
Well, Shelley Bond, actually, I've worked with her for years before, and she brought me into this project and thought that me and Cecil would be just a really good team. And yeah, she was right. So we came together and just started working on the project, and that's about it. And
With a book like Shade, it's like it's a character who's had a lot of different iterations, and some of them very, very strange, some of them very, very populist. As a writer, like, what do you take away? Sorry, as an artist, what do you take away from the past that you say, like, this is the important part that I want to make sure I get on?
well, I mean, you're basically how you're interpreting the madness for yourself. So, I'm going on more of an emotional and kind of an instinct base. So it's, the fact that Loma is an alien, she's taking over human form. So maybe she's thinking something weird about the body parts, and that manifests in the art. So it's just something along those lines. Just, I guess I would say it's more emotional and instinct is how I'm handling it. And I mean, I love Chris Pachalo's work, and Brendan McCarthy did incredible work. So of course I'm taking cues from the past as well, but that's basically how I'm handling it.
With a book like Shade, I think one of the things is you have a whole lot of eyes on these. There's so much discussion and so much buzz on the first little bit. Is that a little bit strange? Because I feel like, especially on a book where it's basically an entirely new thing you're inventing in a lot of ways, it's got to take you a little while to kind of get totally into the zone.
Oh yeah, for the first book especially. Just I think that almost works. That's almost the situation for every new project you're starting out with. But yeah, Shade definitely has a lot of history, so there's that. And I grew up on the history. I read Vertigo comics growing up, so I mean that definitely takes have to take that into consideration. But
that said, I mean, I would assume you're working on, issue 6 or whatever it is you're working on now, and you're feeling a little bit more like you've got the feel of it.
Yeah.
Is it really nice to be hearing all of these great reviews of number 1 and then like, oh, people really like the stuff that's not as good?
I'm really proud of the first issue. I can't you get that thing when you put out artwork and sometimes it looks old to you, but it's still fresh to me. And a lot of those pages I'm really proud of, especially page 17. And specifically, but there's pages that you look back on, and I mean, as you start getting into habits with like the cues from the madness, and you try to mix it up a little bit, and maybe try and look back at the first issue and see what we want to take from that as well. I think with the madness and the concept, you have that flexibility to do that, which is kind of awesome. Yeah.
Well, and have you seen Doom Patrol?
Oh yeah.
Obviously, when you look at something like Doom Patrol and you look at this is an imprint that's very much taking, even I would say almost a step beyond Vertigo, a more kind of indie, underground kind of sensibility to some of these characters. Is that really exciting to be able to do on a property where you're like, I probably wouldn't be able to be this experimental and still have, 10,000 people buying it?
I mean, that's where I come from is, a lot of my friends they do work over at Image, they do work over at, First Second, and all different labels. So it's, I try not to think of it as doing something differently. I'm just doing my, what I do and hoping that it works out. But it's cool to kind of bring something over from the indie scene. But, it's not like I'm trying to make it stupid. I'm just doing what I like to do, and if people like it, then that's fantastic.
Well, and that's actually kind of a good point, which is for a lot of people, like you get to the big 2 and that's an end point. That's their goal. Like, I feel like the cool thing about Young Animal is you guys are bringing stuff to the big 2. It's not like, oh, like this is where I want to be. It's like I want to bring my stuff here.
I've kind of been actually more flexible about things like that because I wouldn't mind working on other properties as well. I just think that this one is more personal, so I'm bringing that to the table. So I know a lot of people, that could be an endpoint for them, and that's, I would like to do that as well at some point. But this is more just a personal book for me too. Yeah. Oh God, I don't know how to answer that one.
Sorry.